Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to be talking about how to trade the Asian range, right? So we are not going to trade into the Asian range, but rather a break of the Asian range. So without anything else, let's get started. So what is the Asian range? The Asian range is actually the time when the market is slow, there is less liquidity into the market, and hence the reason why it is very slow, and it has a very slow range. Of course, it's not all the time. Most times we have a very strong momentum into the Asian session, and hence these times are when some maybe little funds are being liquidated into the trading into that particular trading zone, and hence the reason why you would see momentums most of the times. But the most liquidated markets in the whole world right now is actually London and the New York sessions, and most traders like to trade during these times, and hence the reason why it is mostly liquidated. And most of the big markets are also found the stock market found in probably New York or something. So yes, that is how it is. For the forex market is decentralized, and hence the reason why we are all trading. It has no particular head office or something that you can probably be like this, that, and that. It is all liquidated all over with banks, and can ask banks also put in more, more liquidity, more money, more funds inside. Here's the reason why we do get volatility and a whole lot of momentum into the markets during these particular sessions. And the banks, these are the times the banks so the Asian session is most of the time the banks stops people out and bring them in and out to get more liquidity into the trading range, and then opens a very strong momentum during the landing or the New York session. Okay, so and with this, I'm also going to be combining it with liquidity. So and watch out for the full video. So please do not stop halfway and watch this, or else you don't understand this. And so yes, with all due respect, let's get into the video. So from here, we always, one thing we will. So I want to pick my first start should be from the 1 hour time frame to identify my trend. In this case, that is doesn't mean I'm going to be identifying the trend with the 4 hour all the time. This is just for the sake of the video. Yes, sometimes I do this when I'm trading. So from the 1 hour time frame, you can see the break of structure actually occurred on the higher time frame with this particular momentum. So hence confirming our direction to be bearish all over. I don't know where this bearish is gonna end. Yes, you might see I was back testing and I already know direction of the market. Yes, because and the market exactly is actually in a downtrend, and even without you even knowing the direction, you know that with this week's being broken and this being the most strongest low and hasn't been broken for a while, finally broken by this candle body, that means that the market is heading to the downside. Sorry guys. So now, with us knowing that the market heads to the downside, let's know what we have below. So the market broke the structure, and when the market was trending. So the market broke the structure, and hence we look for our point of interest and our directions. So right, okay. Now let's look for our point of interest. So this particular point of interest was tested, and now this one too has been tested too. Yes, so this one has been tested, and this ozone has also been respected. Yes, all the same, but it can also be broken slightly. Probably can be broken slightly for the sake of its session. So let's not fall for this. So now let's see what happens. Let's wait for Asian session to close. So Asian session close at 5, as I said. So you can see this is what time this. Let's go to 5 minutes. Okay. So this is 5:55. During 5:55, the Asian session closed, and or probably 6. Let's just say approximately 6. Now let's. Sorry guys, my mic on it full. Okay, so now let's see what happens. Okay. So as this has been broken, also this our trend. This is our look at structure from here, and look at structure from here too as well. So let's see. Let's make this our high. So if this low is again meaning inside the AC session, the low of the AC session has been broken. So you can see the AC session has been broken to the upside. Hence, it has taken liquidity. Yes, as I said. So people who were selling from this areas probably by now has been taken will be taken out of their entries. So now let's look for a break. So I would like to see a very clear break from here. Let's see a very clear break. So Just follow me. Okay, so now we have had a very clear break from here. All this was just noise because there is no clear break. And probably I'll not be taking this because, uh, yes, so I'll not be taking this. I might not have seen this actually, though we had a break, but we are in a ranging market, so I need to see a very clear break of structure. This might not be enough to actually convince me to take the trade. So yes, maybe this one would have convinced me to take this particular inside trade, but the point is I would have been looking for the most recent, which I would maybe probably would have been stopped out because I would have been taking it off from here. So I would have been stopped out. And if I was lucky enough to take it from here, then I'll probably be in this trade by now. And if I was to take this V-shaped recovery from here, you can see it went down quickly and then ran off, came back, tap into this, and then now we see this progressing to the upside. So with this, this actually hasn't given us a change of character, but what we do see is price giving us this type of breaks, and it just continues in a form of a consolidation. Now a strong momentum involved. Okay, so now we have seen uh, this other block is relevant to take in. So this is other block. Okay, so now I'm waiting for price to come down as price has broken the structure. So I'm waiting for price to actually come down and tap into this, right? So as I said, it will be combined with liquidity because this trade, when I backtested this, it actually took up to the London session. The New York Open to be able to for the trade to be executed around 4 p.m. GMT. So let's see how it plays out. Let me show you what I do see from here. So now you can see from this particular place, price came and mitigated on an area of sensitivity here. So people probably who trade breaker blocks will be entering from here, and some enter with huge stop losses, maybe for swing purposes. So some can put their stop loss here, and then they target the low. Probably that was my target. So let me just put this here. So now this will be my target, or my first target, and my second target will be the low for the reason that it will be let's go to the one now for the reason it is in the downtrend, so probably there is no proper low here, but I think we can count on this particular area for our next target as it is classified as another block, probably because we have a break of structure today as well. I don't want to make this video too long, so yeah, so now let's look for. So I am not taking this actually. I was just giving this as a demonstration for how a swing trader would take approach this particular trade. So this is how it is, and let's see what happens. Let's go to 5 minutes. Okay. As I said, we have a breakout structure here, and now let's wait for it. So with this, you always have to be aware of this because this can possibly go back and give another opportunity from here, and also be aware of these areas. So they don't hold because there is no proper breakout structure anywhere. It is just price making higher highs and higher lows on the lower time frame. So let's always know about that. So now this is just a sharp push to the upside with a lower time frame break here. So you can probably take this one for a lower time frame entries, maybe probably just for some small 1%, probably your entry here and stop loss there, right? And then your first target just being below there. You shouldn't be too greedy for this because there is no clear break of structure that much. So it even went without us. Let's see how it plays. So, and also you can see the liquidity I was talking about. So now we have liquidity here. Let's just give this a label. All right. So the liquidity hasn't been broken. Up. Okay, so this is where trade has actually been opened with this, with internal liquidity also respected. Okay, so you can see there is liquidity that's actually made this possible for us to take internal liquidity taken, right? Internal liquidity has been taken, and you don't have to be too greedy. So with this, you can actually target now this place, or just don't be greedy. Just 1 to 3 is okay for you. Probably within the next time you'll be tapped into. So you can see it has come back so sharp. Somebody who's afraid probably will be taken out of this. Okay. So if you are too greedy with this, you probably not meet your target. So by now, I personally will not. So our other block has been tapped. So hence the where I would have been taking my buy, myself. And if you would have been patient to stay inside this messy price action, yes, you would have been rewarded with 5%. But I would personally not take this because I've not seen any kind of break of structure here to take this particular trade. Yes, there is liquidity, but without a break of structure, I personally don't take trades out of my trading plan. Hence the reason why I will take this trade. And this is part of my trading plan, as I said. So we have so I said it earlier on that we have the Asian session broken out after immediately after the close and came back breaking the structure. So the Asian session break doesn't mean when it breaks you take a buy back inside the Asian session. No, it means is that when it breaks look for areas that are very responsible for holding to take trades either to the upside or to the downside after it breaks. So it is very reasonable for you to target the first Asian session low, okay, the Asian low as your first target. So for you to be on the safe side, targeting the first low is enough. And if you also want, you can target the low of that part or the low or high of that particular trade. So in this case, I would like to personally, uh, you know, take the low of that particular trade as my first target, okay, or places where I'll be taking full close for the day, because this particular place has been mitigated. Hence the reason why I'll be taking that place as my first target. So this being mitigated, so it's no more valid for me, meaning there will be a break. So now I'll be targeting this. So with this, you can see if you go down to the 3 minute, you see the 3 minutes actually gives you. Um, so now on the 3 minutes, you see this particular break. Okay, so you have a break on the lower time frame here, meaning this particular order block can be taken for a second for the second time. Okay, so let me take okay. So meaning I can have two opportunities at the same time. So now this being my first place. So let's see how it plays out. Let's just let price run. Okay. So it also created that type of liquidity there. So liquidity should always be one of the things you look for before taking a trade. Okay. Now let's see. So our second entry being here. I stop loss just barely below. So probably 1 to 11%. So now we are tapped into the second entry and now we are holding two positions. So if you want, if probably this you were managing a prop firm account, you would have probably entered. If it is me, this would have been 0.5. The first one would have been 0.5 percent of the account, and the other one will also be 0.5. Okay, so making it 1%, so that you when you get stopped out on both accounts. You are risking, you have already lost, which means you lost 1%. But if you are risking 1%, another 1%, meaning you have risk, you have, taken, you have lost 2% on this particular trade, and meaning you are left with 3% to trade with for the day. So